All right, calling to order the meeting, January 7th, Tangipahoa Parish School Board. No, we don't have to. We had it on the thing before. All right, start with roll call.
You voted.
I'm sorry, you want to do the pledge? Let's do the roll call first.
Ms. Richards? Present. Mr. Toller?
Here.
Ms. April?
Here.
Mr. Westmoreland?
Present.
Mr.
Duncan?
Here. Here.
Moore?
Here.
Ms. Simmons?
Here.
Mr. Mingus?
Present.
Thank you. I'm going to turn the meeting over to Mr. Mingus, who's introduced our guests tonight for our pledge and for our song.
Okay, I'm going to stand since this computer's in my face and I'm a little short. I need to adjust my new seat. Tonight I invited Tucker Elementary School to come. Their choir is supposed to be presenting, and I believe their principal told me that they were coming. So. While y'all are setting up, did you prepare someone to lead the pledge, or do we need to do that? Y'all going to do it?
We're all
Okay, great.
right, everyone stand, please. Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Keep the music going.
My voice, your voice,
Very good. Thank y'all so much for coming. And parents, if you would stand, and grandparents and aunts and uncles, stand to be recognized, please. They did an excellent job. Tucker always has a great music program.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, grandparents and parents, for coming.
A couple quick housekeeping things as people move around, if I can get the board's attention. Tonight we are switching to totally electronic voting. I know there will be times where we will forget our laptops, and I forgot mine tonight and had to go back and get it. But so I know it's going to be a little slower. We'll work through it, and we'll work through the steps, and it'll get to be second nature. If I don't do this now, Miss Cindy's going to shoot me, so I'm throwing her under the bus. Now, we've been needing to do it for quite a while. It's our policy, so we're trying to adhere to our own policy. So we will walk slowly through some of the votings tonight, and I say that now because we're going to do it even on the like for our minutes, everything like that. So, and then the second thing that we wanted to mention is because of the television and because of the recording, make sure we speak into our microphones and not turn our heads while we speak. Because even though we can hear good in this room, we still have to make sure that our audio quality is good enough for the recording so people can hear, especially when people speak in the public. If someone needs to speak, I'm going to try to make sure to bring them to the podium to get them to a microphone. Even though we can hear them, watching the recording back is important for the public to be able to hear everything that goes on in our meeting. So, with that being said, I'll go straight to, do I hear a motion to accept the minutes from our December 3rd meeting?
I'll make a motion to accept the minutes as presented.
Motion made by Mr. Dominguez. Or a
I'll
second?
second it.
Second by Mr. Westmoreland. So on your screen will appear a ready to vote.
Online voting's open.
If you do not have your computer or you do not do it, you can voice your vote. Ms. Jenkins will know who did not vote, and she can ask.
No, that's those buttons. On the screen.
Ms. Simmons, you got it?
I hit yes, but there's something else sitting here that shouldn't be there. All right, thank you. I'm glad I'm set by somebody smart.
I think Miss Cindy was thinking ahead on her seat placement.
That makes me feel real good, Duncan.
I'm pretty smart on this side of it too.
You told me you didn't know how to do it.
Between the two of us. Yeah.
Okay, moving on to item E. Consider setting the day, time, and location for this year's board meetings. Do we hear a motion?
I'll make a motion that we continue to have our meetings on the same day as currently, on the first and third Tuesday night, 6 o'clock.
Okay, I have a motion by Mr. Dominguez,
Second.
second by Mr. Westmoreland. Any questions, discussion, debate?
What about the first week in February?
We will discuss that at the end. We will have to move that meeting because of our trip,
Okay.
the advocacy trip.
All
This
right.
is just a standard trip.
Okay.
This
Right.
is standard meeting.
But this will just, okay, voting's open.
That thing came back again.
Use the left button. So let's get you out of this. Once you get over, use this.
I didn't get one.
Okay, motion passes. Awards recognition, excuse me. We have an Enos Jake Bailey Award tonight. Ms. Simmons?
I guess it could have gone the other way, huh?
You used to go in
You
this.
used to sitting around here.
You need to walk. We would also like to recognize the family members that are here tonight with them, because we know this is a team effort. Please stand. Thank you. Thank you, Ms. Simmons. All right, spring 2020 testing overview. Mr. Pellerin, you want to give us an update on that?
Good evening, everybody.
Good evening.
Just want to give you an update about our testing, which we'll be doing in the spring.
Thank you, sir.
Basically, what Mr. Diego is giving you is our assessment calendar for the state. And here on the board. Just a little reminder, or just a comment, that we just finished up our testing for the high school retesters in December. That testing has been completed. We were working on scores for those were the students in our high school from retesters that did do well, opportunity to retest once again. Okay. So now this is our calendar. So we're just going to talk to a little bit about all the different testing that we'll have in the spring. Starting out, of course, time-wise, we're getting, this is our big time for testing. Now we also have had our interim testing, which will get started also through this month of January, and it goes in through before our actual testing. But just some of the ideas of the first part, we're looking at our birth to pre-K. Our winter checkpoint will be in February. For our kindergarten, this is all our different types of testing that we did at the beginning of the year. The next part will be our 3rd through 8th grade lead testing. We have two forms of the testing that we'll be doing this year. It's paper-based. PBT is paper-based testing, and CBT is our computer-based testing. This year, in the past, 3rd and 4th grade was all paper testing. Last year, we did a few schools that piloted and went ahead and went on the computer, and we saw that there was basically some improvement, or basically the same in the scores. So we went and decided that all our 4th grade will now go on computer testing. And then we gave the schools the option of 3rd grade to do computer testing also. And a few of our schools have opted to do that. Basically, what happens then is that on the computer testing, we have a whole month of a window for the students to test. And what we do is I will provide this information to all our schools, and what they will do is decide when they're going to test. This gives them an ample opportunity of testing, whereas in the past, when you had that paper test, it was all crammed in 1 week, where this is giving the schools the opportunity to use the calendar to maybe possibly do it in just 1 week, but also spread it out through that whole window. So this year, our 3rd grade, as I said, is paper-based, except a few schools that have opted to that. The rest of our students in 4th through 8th grade will be on computer-based testing. Now, the window is April the 27th through May 1st for the paper, and for the that's for the paper, and for the computer-based, it's March 30th through May 1st. Okay, so that is our LEAP 2025 for 3rd through 8th grade. High school. High school testing starts up in March. We will have basically our ACT test. The first testing is March the 17th. Now, we also have, as you can see on your calendar, there is a accommodated window for students that have accommodations. Then their window is the 17th through the 27th. Then we have a makeup date of March the 31st for any students that missed the original date, and they'll have that makeup date. And then, of course, we have a makeup window for the accommodated students also, which is March 31st through April the 10th. Once we've completed that testing, then we move on to the next phase, which is our LEAP 2025, which is our, basically used to be known as our EOC, end of course testing. The state has changed the name to LEAP 2025, so it's even though it's considered the end-of-course testing, the name has been changed on that. We just refer it all to LEAP 2025. Because basically what it's done is that it changed it to the 5 levels from all the way through 3rd and 8th grade through high school also. So all the different levels of the scoring has been done will be during this time. Now, that window we look at will start from April the 20th through May 19th. And then, of course, after the students, for some reason did not pass, then there's a summer window also, which is June 15th through the 19th. The next testing that we have, which actually has already started, and will all the way go through April, is our work keys, which is basically, which work keys allows the students that after have taken the ACT, that they have not, then they score to the program, they can take this test, but it's also for our Jump Start students. And so that window opened up on October the 1st, but it will go all the way through April the 10th. Okay. Now, on the next page, we have a few other tests that we will actually get started soon, actually in February. Our LEAP Connect, which is for our special ed students, their testing will be computer-based along with paper-based materials. Their testing starts on February 3rd through March 13th, along with our ELPT testing, which is the same, and that is our English language learners testing also. And then also, some of our schools have been chosen to do NAEP testing, which those individual schools have their different dates, and they take one day, and they will be testing throughout, starting in January all the way through March. And this is designed from the state. The state sends us out a letter, but each individual schools, and then they take that test. And that's basically the national test norms to see how we, as a state, is in comparison to the state norms. So this is our testing academics that we will have for the spring semester. Is there any questions at this time? Yes, ma'am.
Who decides if it'll be, if they'll take it by paper or computer? Does the child, the parent, or the teacher?
No, ma'am, that is not the district. The state basically has stated that 3rd and 4th grade was the one that was paper, and then as a district, we started looking at, because the state has continued to tell us that eventually it's going to go to all computer-based testing. So last year, when we had our schools doing it, we gave them the option, and this year, as a district in the academic department, we decided that 4th grade would do that, and then 3rd gave the principals the option for 3rd grade to whether or not they want to do it online.
And what about the 504 students?
The 504, they have their accommodations. So if it's basically, if they're online, they still receive the same accommodations that they would do on paper.
Okay.
It's through the computer.
Thank you.
Any other questions? Thank you very much. All right, next item, superintendent's report.
Yes, I have Miss Carly Cooper that I want to come up. I would like for her to come up and do a look. I came in. We had a industry-based. It was an industry advisory board meeting that we had before the holidays, and I came in and we had a lot of our teachers here from our different high schools, and we had the chamber. We had some economic development folks here, some industry. And I saw some of the slides that Ms. Cooper went through in our schools, and just seeing school by school the different credentialing and the different opportunities that students have was just very impressive. And I wanted tonight to just overview that. You know, a lot of times I'll hear this, and I'm sure as board members you hear it too in public, that we need to do more vocational. We need to do more vocational. And one of the slides that Ms. Cooper has is talking about the old vocational that we thought about when we were in school versus what's offered now and how we term. And so, of course, there's a lot more we can do, but I thought a good starting place for this year is to really look at the programs and the credentialing that we offer at each of our schools today, and then we can expand on that. Ms. Cooper, thank you.
So this we're trying to get a sampling from every subject area. So that's how we invited people, is through the people that they, employ. And of course, I know y'all are all aware that we have 8 high schools in our system. That's okay. All right, and they're listed here: Amite High, Independence, Hammond, Sumner, Kentwood, LaRonda, Ponchatoula, and our alternative school. And if you go to Louisiana Believes and you go to the All Things Jumpstart section, these are some of the things that we hear about when we go to our Perkins regional meetings: your graduation pathways, your statewide credentials, your regional credentials, and your complementary credentials. And I put the link there for y'all. Some of my favorite things to look at on Louisiana Believes, and what I told our industry partners to look at, is if they want to partner with us and they're currently not partnering with us, they can look at these industry credential fact sheets, and it's just a real simple one-page sheet that describes the credential, tells the salary range for that credential, and who authorizes that credential. And so it's just really informative, and it's sweet and easy. It's just a one-page thing. So if you're curious about any of the certifications that we offer, this is the spot where you can go to get more information. These are all the different pathways that are offered in our parish. Our automotive is offered through North Shore. We have carpentry, we have nursing assistant, electrical, EMT, HVAC, internet web foundations, oil and gas, T2 safety systems, ProStar, welder, business management, carpenter helper, electrician helper, public service, welder helper, agriculture tech, digital media, health sciences, hospitality, tourism and culinary, information technology, manufacturing, construction crafts. We have a STEM pathway and a technology specialist pathway. So these are the different areas that our students are getting credentials in.
Could I ask a question there? So how do the students, tell me again, how do they know we have that?
They're, in the 9th grade, they start getting introduced to it, really before that now. In our 8th grade, they're starting Quest for Success, and so they start getting some information on the different pathways, starting as early as junior high.
All the students are just, all of them at once? Yeah.
Yes,
Okay.
yes, ma'am. And then in the 9th grade, we get more detailed with it. Our counselors go into our classrooms and start talking to the 9th graders and let them know that they'll have to make their decision when they get to the 10th grade. And then in the 10th grade, they actually make that decision whether they're going to go Jumpstart or whether they're going to go through the university pathway. And then the parents sign off on that as well. And a lot of our schools have parent nights where they try to explain this to parents. And so that's basically how word gets out to our students.
And the parents, that's how they connect with it, by the newsletter or something?
Yes, ma'am. There's a variety of ways that they, let parents know what's going on, and that's probably one of the areas where we can improve, is to try to get parents,
Yeah.
more involved in the process. So,
From what I hear, it's a disconnect there a little bit. They don't know.
yes, ma'am. It's definitely an area that we can improve on.
If the kid's not interested, they don't tell mom and dad.
That's right.
But mom and dad may want them to be interested.
They do.
Definitely. And then we had a meeting that I was very privileged to be at. I sat at the table with Ms. Stilley and Mr. Jenko and Ms. Cassell, and we talked about where we are, where we've come from, and where we want to be. And so we looked at the then, and we said, okay, well, my child is taking ag. Well, now that doesn't just mean ag. It means, it could be agritechnology. That was put together by LSU, and they and the Department of Agriculture in Louisiana, Commissioner Strain was involved in it. They could be taking NCCU are core, carpentry, welding, electrical. So those are just some of the things that are offered now in those agriculture classes. But we haven't totally gotten away from our FFA. You know, some of our clubs and chapters still have, you know, very strong FFA chapters in their schools. And then in business, when you look at Microsoft Office specialists, those are the different Word, PowerPoint, Excel access. Anybody that's really motivated, Word expert, Excel expert. And I've been taking these tests for over 20 years, but I never sit down and take a test without first going through the practice because they're that difficult. You have to really get some background before you can sit down and take one of these exams. Adobe Certified Associate, that's new. Certified Internet Webmaster. Operation Spark is something that we started, Fundamentals of JavaScript. The president has said, you know, we need to offer coding to our students. And so this is one way that it's streamed into our classrooms. And then the teacher, the burden's not all on the teacher. The teacher has to go to this training, but then Operation Spark is there. They stream that into our classrooms. And Hammond High is going to have a section of this spring. Home economics, when you say that they're taking home ec, they could be taking customer service and sales, they could be doing microenterprise. We had a question as to what microenterprise is, and you can liken that to an entrepreneurship class. ServSafe, ProStart, and then of course when you say health, they could be taking CPR, EMR, EMT, and then our electives. Autodesk certified user, there's an AutoCAD and an Inventor. I think two of our schools are currently offering a certification in this, and then 2 more of our schools have the software, and they're eventually gonna get into offering the certification, but they're starting slow with it. They're letting their students get used to the software first, and then adding the certification. FEMA, OSHA 10, SP2, those are just some of the things that they could be doing in some of our classes. Our dual enrollment classes, if it's not offered on our campus, we allow our students to go to North Shore, either the Hammond area campus or the Greensboro campus, and this is a list of some of the things that they're taking: nursing assistant, the ASC, the automotive parts, medical assistant. We have 2 programs going at the technical colleges, one in Hammond, one in Greensboro, and then Kristen Monastery at Hammond High has a program there where she's offering medical assistant there on their campus. HVAC, Mr. Jenko cornered the lady. I won't say but he definitely made sure he got to see her because he is having trouble keeping an HVAC person here for the parish. So he made sure, you know, that he got the lady's card so that we could get somebody good. Technical mathematics for electricians. This year, developmental math and English is going to be offered at Ponchatoula. And it's going to be dual enrolled with North Shore. And then a parent, instead of having to pay for developmental classes once they get to Southeastern, they'll have that part already done. So it's costing like $105 here, whereas if you take that class at Southeastern, you're looking at whatever a 3-hour class is, $800, $900.
1,200.
So, some of the other courses that they're taking, blueprint reading, oxyfuel systems, bench work, cutting processes, introduction to machine tools, scaffolding. Mr. Stilley in Kentwood is trying to get our scaffolding program going, and Brand Safeway is the company that's partnering with us. And we tried to get it going in the fall. We didn't quite have enough students, so we're trying again here in the spring. And Brand Safeway has said we'll hire everybody, you know, that finishes this program. So we're real excited about this and hope that the students, you know, pick up on it inspection, testing, technical math for electricians, and the ProStart in Greensburg is offering introduction to baking and pastry. So if you don't have a ProStart program, we have a ProStart program in Hammond and Ponchatoula can go to, but some of the other schools on this end of the parish can go to North Shore and still get ProStart.
Excuse me, do we transport our kids from the high school to the VOTEC?
Yes, ma'am, we do. And in some cases, if it's right at the school closing time, we do have one bus that drops the students off at Ponchatoula, but then their parents pick them up because of the time frame that was needed.
Do we pay the fee?
We do for the buses.
No, for them to take the course at the,
Yes.
we do?
We pay through SCA as the funding. It's called supplemental course allocation, and that is money that is earmarked for that from the state. And you know I can't come up here without some pictures, but these are some of our pictures. That is from our Greensburg campus, our nursing assistants and our medical assistants. And dual enrollment with Southeastern, we're also paying through that same fund, SCA, and these are some of the courses that they're taking. Our students are taking Chemistry 1 and 2, College Algebra, English Composition, Western Civilization, Applied Calculus, Statistics, Public Speaking, General Biology, Spanish, Music Appreciation, Psychology, and Trigonometry.
Are all of these classes offered at every high school?
I won't say all of the classes are offered at every high school, but many of our high schools, to do the Southeastern dual enrollment, the teacher has to go to Southeastern and actually spend some time there during the summer. It's usually 2 days that they have to spend, and then once they have met with the Southeastern instructor and they have, passed their requirements, then they can come back and offer it to the schools. So again, you're dependent on your teachers to want to go do something during the summer that'll benefit their students. So, and the developmental math and English, that's a pilot program that's only being offered at Ponchatoula right now. Ms. Piner at Sumner has offered this before. She's just not offering it this semester.
Question. For both the dual enrollment at Southeastern and for North Shore Technical College, given that it's cost the system funding to send students to those programs, can you walk us through the process of how we screen students to make sure that we're sending students that have a legitimate chance of being successful?
Our counselors, I can't thank those ladies enough for what they do, but we're really dependent on our counselors to go through and look at that and help us with that. So we do our best to select good candidates, but it is open to anybody that wants to apply, and as long as there's enough seats, we do try to fill it as long as funds are there.
And how many years have we been doing the dual enrollment with Southeastern in particular?
Mrs. Selby,
When I was a teacher, so I couldn't tell you, but we're talking over 10 or 15.
yeah,
It's just
for
expanding.
our recording, Mrs. Sells saying that she thinks it's been about 10 years. She doesn't have the exact numbers in her head, but it's been going on for quite a while now.
And do we track the percentage of students that we pay to go do the dual enrollment versus how many actually are successful in earning that credit?
I do not have those numbers, Mrs.
I'm
Sells.
sorry, Mr. Thomas. You want to know who we track on the ones who are Southeastern? No, it's on their transcripts. So So the state.
Ms. Fasell, could you come over to, thank you. We want to hear you.
So with the dual enrollment through Southeastern, the state gives 2 sets of course codes. So if I'm taking dual enrollment, English 3, there's a course code that's different than a regular English 3 that tells the college and the state that you took that credit, because it's also linked to accountability points. So there's a different course code we're able to track.
But what I'm asking as far as tracking is looking to the percentage of our students that when they finish that course, they are actually earning the college credit. Do we,
When they complete that course, they earn that credit.
right, so we don't have any that fail, where we pay for them to go to Southeastern and they don't get the credit?
Right, so they finish, we know at the end of that year, they earn it. If somebody was not going to complete the course, then the Southeastern and the teacher work on a withdrawal before it goes on their transcript. So we don't have anybody that's gonna have an F, because I'm gonna advise you, it hurts your TOPS GPA. So if you make a D in a dual enrollment Spanish 1 and you don't withdraw, that's on your college transcript. So since I've been working in high school, I've never had one that sent in, this child failed, what do I do? They normally withdraw them before they get to the part that they failed.
And if they withdraw, do we still pay for the course?
We've already had to pay for it up front. It's not a back and forth issue on that.
Right, but that's what I'm getting at, is there a process that we ought to implement to make sure that before we put the money out for a student to take this course, that we have screened them to ensure that we're not just gonna be out that money?
Well, for Southeastern's dual enrollment, you have to meet the requirements of ACT. You have to have
Okay.
the 18 and the 19. You're not allowed to, your senior year, take any course unless you have
All right.
that combination.
So that was the first
They
question.
have a natural screening process to even qualify to take a dual enrollment.
Well, so that was to the first question, is what are we doing to make sure that the student, so that the answer is they have to have at least earned an 18 or 19 on their ACT before they can enroll in dual enrollment.
Yes, so we allow them to take a spring only or a fall only.
Gotcha.
Before that kicks in their senior year, but going to, I think Mr. Toller asked, about, you asked something before that, and I wanted to say about the dual enrollment, of how they know about it, and but we have to follow those regulations. Now, in North Shore dual enrollment, there is no pre-screening. That is Jump Start. It's a graduation requirement, so we don't have a pre-screening.
Gotcha. Okay, thanks.
Thank you, Ms. Fasell.
Are there any other questions before we move on?
I would like
just
to say
before-
as a parent of a senior, he's a Southeastern person now, he's got his earphones on. I was well aware of what was going on at Punch Hill High School with dual enrollment, advanced placement, all that kind of stuff. So as far as I'm concerned, at Punch Hill, you did a great job as a parent letting me know what was going on.
Mr. Moore?
And I think the screening was really difficult to get in those dual enrollment classes too, to where they almost knew the failure rate would be little or nothing, or you couldn't enroll in them.
Mr. Moore?
One question. So it's my understanding that we do have teachers who are actually going to Southeastern to prepare for prepping your students. Okay.
Your teacher has to have their degree, and then, they have to be teaching in our system. And then Southeastern publishes dates, as to when they can go to be able to offer the dual enrollment course. Of course, if they don't go to the summer training, then they can't offer the course. So when you're asking, are all of these courses that offered at all of our schools? No, they're not.
That was the point I was gonna make. They're not, even if a teacher has a certification, if you don't have the students to meet you can't offer the course. So we have a couple of schools that we've really been working on with ACT prep, because we have teachers who can teach it, but we don't have students who've met the screening process. Not that we said it, the state said it. That was the point I was trying to
Yeah.
while we went on.
While we're on that topic, if you don't mind, and that is one concern that I have, and I've talked to Ms. Stilley about this a little bit, is, with 8 high schools in our parish, it's impossible logistically to have every program at every school. So we understand that the larger schools will have more programs. And the challenge for us is going to be to try to implement as much of this as possible at some level at every school. And whether it's to a certification level or whether it's to an introductory level, we can't forget about the smaller schools. We can't afford to put an HVAC system school at every high school. We understand logistically we can't make that happen, but
And then we're limited with HVAC as well because only the Hammond campus offers HVAC right now.
Right.
So, you know,
At the technical school.
right.
so do we have, and this is not something that you would have prepared for
There's
tonight,
not anything on the, you know, the north end of the parish.
do we have anything that we can provide later to the board that would give us a list with those 8 high schools and what's offered at each school so we can kind of look at and see?
We do have some numbers that, tell you per school what certifications are being earned at each school.
Okay. That would be interesting. Maybe if you could just email that to us later, something we could look at that. And also, on that same topic, the number of students at North Shore, just the overall number of students that are going to either Greensburg or Hammond and what schools they're coming from. That would also be interesting for us to look at our different schools and see how many of these students are taking advantage of these programs outside of our school system.
Tom, one question.
Mr. Moore?
Okay, so for the students at the other schools that where these programs are not available on campus, are we making a provision for these students to maybe attend that program on a different campus? Are we providing transportation? Are we even making an offer to those students? I mean, I'm really talking about the schools up north right now.
Right, well, the students up north can go to the Greensburg campus to take some courses. And of course, each technical college has different areas. And of course, the Greensburg campus has some things that the Hammond campus doesn't have. The Hammond campus is really space limited, whereas we have more space down there in Greensburg. So the scaffolding class is an example that's offered at the Greensburg campus and not at the Hammond campus. And ProStar is offered at the North Shore Greensburg campus, and it's not offered at the North Shore Hammond campus, but luckily we put in a ProStar program there with Ms. Drago at Hammond High. So I know we want it to all be equal and offer everything everywhere, but right now, it's just not possible.
And I think maybe what Mr. Moore is also asking is on the jump start side, like if a child is interested in welding, but that person goes to Kentwood,
We're trying to do that at Independence with our EMT program. We don't have EMT everywhere in the parish, but Independence is centrally located. So we tried it this year to offer EMT at Independence and offer it throughout the parish. And we were gonna bus them over there. And, we are busing some students from LaRonja. We started out with some students from Kentwood. So that is kind of our central location. And we also offered, to some of our Kentwood, students, we have Holly Galazzo there at Independence that is doing that auto desk. So that's another opportunity that when the fall comes around for next year, that I want to be able to offer that program as well, you know, to more students throughout the parish. So, you know, and that is our central location. And so that's one area where we hope to improve and we hope to start offering more things there, because it'd be easy for us to bus kids to that central location and offer more things there.
No, when you say busing them to the location, you're talking about sending them there just to take that class, not
Right.
transferring them to that school altogether, which is what,
That class and then go back to your home school. So,
which is what we do for ProStart at Hammond High, the Ponchatoula students and
not
all that.
transferring them to Independence at all.
But
Just allowing them to go to Independence, take that class, and then finding them a way back to their school.
it is my understanding that as part of our existing transfer options, we do always have the option for high school students that if there is a academic program specifically at one school that's not offered at your home school, there is the possibility of transferring and enrolling to the school that does have your academic transfer. So that's also always an option for our high school students as well. If they live in Kentwood, but they see something at one of these other high schools that they want to enroll in, right?
Right.
Okay.
My son actually went to LaRanger, but took the culinary class at Hammond High. This was back in 2011. The problem was we didn't do busing back then. They didn't have a bus that brought them there. They had to get there themselves. And he would go back to LaRanger for the rest of his classes. The problem was, and I know that they can't work around all of the things, my son played baseball. So the class was the last hour at Hammond High, which interfered with his baseball practice in the afternoons. So he couldn't, sometimes it doesn't work out for these kids that really want to be in that program, because he went his junior year, but his senior year, he couldn't go back.
Right. I believe that culinary program is taught in the morning now. So we have solved that particular issue.
Great.
And I think the question is that we're trying to get at is that if there's we want students to have equal opportunity, obviously, right? So if there's a student at a high school that wants a pathway that's not offered at their school, I mean, my understanding is that we go to the nth degree to get them connected to that pathway at another school. And we take care of the transportation, either at the vocational school or at another school. But you might want to just clarify that.
Well, right now, we're only providing buses to North Shore and then to this program, this EMT program. Because when you start talking about providing transportation, that can get real expensive if you're, trying to do that for every child, for every program that they want to do.
Okay.
Well, when you say that you're providing transportation, because I know that a parent had contacted me concerning the EMT program in Independence, and the problem was the location that you're picking up. You're not actually picking up from home or from school, right?
Right. We're
And
picking up from the
delivering.
school.
Okay.
We're picking up from the school. So moving on to our different schools and what currently our students are taking advantage of. At Amy High Magnet School, we have the Adobe Certified Associate Program. Some of our students are going to the automotive program, customer service and sales, the FEMA program, micro enterprise, Microsoft Office Specialist, the NCCE R4, the welder, the welding helper, the carpentry, the nursing assistant, and the service aide. And Mr. Joshua Scott's been working real hard with carpentry. That's a new program that was added there this year. And then at Hammond High, the agri-technology, Ms. Cheney's offering that there. They can go do automotive now at the Hammond campus. They have the Adobe program there. Mr. Vanny Thomason is offering the Autodesk there through his robotics program. Customer service and sales, CIW is offered there. First responder, the fundamentals of JavaScript is going to be offered there in the spring. Of course, your ProStart program, your nursing assistant, your micro enterprise, your Microsoft Office specialist, your core, your carpentry, and your service aide. Two other programs offered there. Mr. Greer has a JAG program, and Ms. Phyllis Harris does our micro enterprise, and that's a sample of some of the work that she gets her students to do, and I think she calls that a vision board. So they have to have a vision for what it is they want to do. At Independence, they're offering agri-technology, the Autodesk with Holly Malzoff, the ASC. We have students that go to Greensburg from there. The CIW, Spooker offers that. Customer service, EMT, EMT with Mr. Martin, first responder, medical assistant, microenterprise, Microsoft Office specialist. They had the NCCER core, the welding and the carpentry and the nursing assistant. That's some of Mr. Watson's work there for Christmas. And also, they were having so much fun when I went there one day. They were working on the fair booth. And so even though we're concentrated, they still get to experience other things. You know, they had a student that had designed the logo that they were using here. And I mean, everybody was abuzz and everybody was busy. And Mr. Frank made sure, he said, "You are going to see our display at fair." And I said, "Yes, sir, I'm going." So I made sure that I got by there and I got a picture. And that was just one of our schools. The whole building was full of what our schools were participating in for the fair and the community. So if you did not go by there this year, try to stop by there next year, because it was really a sight to see and experience.
If you come in off the interstate in Independence, the tiger that's cut out, they did that. The welding program did that at Independence, and it's on, when you come into town and when you get off the interstate, you can see the big tiger. It says, "Welcome to
And
Independence."
those guys are always working. I never go in there if they don't have their guys building something or cutting out something or, and every time I go, Mr. Watson gives me a little lesson and teaches me something. So I really enjoy going. At Sumner High, they're offering the Adobe Certified Associate. Ms. Piner is starting that Autodesk. She's not offering the certification yet, but her students are playing with the software. We have a lot of students that got interested in the automotive program over there, so they go out to North Shore for that. The CIW program is there. Ms. Bracy does a wonderful job offering customer service and sales. Mr. Antoon is offering logistics. Logistics is working with like the Walmart distribution centers and hazardous materials and getting things from one place to another. Mr. McDaniel is offering first responder. Our students are going to North Shore for nursing assistant and medical assistant. Ms. Bracy's offering the microenterprise. We offer the Microsoft Office specialist, and then Mr. Plaisance is offering the NCCER core and the carpentry. When one of our emphasis this year with our program has been to beef up our safety, and Mr. Frank said, "Hey, Carly, you know, we need hard hats. You need to ask Turner. Turner would be interested, you know, in helping us with that." And I had a friend at Turner, Mr. Mike Phelps. He got one of their associates to donate hard hats. We got 100 donated, and he's supposed to get me some more. And Mr. Plaisance is an NCCER master trainer, and he's been going around with me, and we've been doing some NCCER audits, and we're looking at everything. We're looking at safety in the shops, and we're trying to make sure that we're keeping our students safe. At Kenwood High, you know, it's unusual at such a small school to have so much. They have the ASE that they can go, they have the Adobe Certified Associate, they have customer service and service, they're going out to North Shore for their medical assistant and nursing assistant. Aisha Elsie is trying to offer them the microenterprise. Ms. Kimberly Cryer is doing Microsoft Office specialist. The NCCER core and carpentry, Mr. Steely's offering. He's also offering those kids electrician. And then Mr. Schwest is offering the welding program out there. So even though it's a small school, they have a lot going on. And Ms. Shelby Simpson, this is one of my most liked posts on Facebook, is that she got nominated for a counselor award, and they must really like her because it's gotten a lot of likes and a lot of compliments. And Mr. Steely's just always doing something there. Homecoming, they built the kids so that they could have that out on the football field. I asked him to give me a picture when it was decorated too, but he's a great guy. And of course, LaRonja, agri-technology, automotive service excellence, Adobe certified associate, customer service and sales, CIW, FEMA, HVAC, nursing assistant, micro enterprise, Microsoft Office specialist, medical assistant, NCCE on core, carpentry, Mr. Santangelo is offering that for us, ServSafe, and Miss Jacqueline Owenby just got their program approved to offer electrical. So that is something that's offered there now as well. We were asked to submit an entry in the Louisiana School Board Association, and Mr. Hunter Fayard is working at Southland Steel, and they really bragged on his dedication, and they're really happy with him. And they had a student before him as well. So they are establishing relationships with our businesses, and they have people out there, and we did get an entry into that contest. So we'll see what happens. At Ponchatoula High, we have agri-technology, the automotive service excellence, the Adobe certified associate, customer service and sales, CIW, first responder, nursing assistant, micro enterprise, Microsoft Office specialist, our NCCER core, carpentry, welding, T2, plant safety, ProStar, and ServSafe. And Mr. Seth Chadwick is working real hard to get them certified for electrical too. So that's being offered there. They're working on getting everything together for that. Mr. Kozad is in carpentry there. He's always got something that everybody loves. Mr. Plaisant's like this, little diagram here, because instead of having to build the whole big structure with a lot of expense, he labeled this for the kids, and that's exactly the way they would frame up a wall. And so he had it all, laid out for them, what the different things were. And they're jealous of Independence plasma table. We can't afford one of those at every school, but they're trying to build their own. So Tyler Morgan and his students are working on that. So that's their progress so far. One time I saw it and it was just the frame, and so now there's a lot more. So I always like to check on it and see what his progress is and see how those students do. And then at our alternative school, these were some of the ones that they offered there last year: the Adobe certified associate, the basic life support, the K-9 care and training, customer service and sales, CPR, first aid, machine tool, medical assistant, Microsoft Office specialist, NCCER core, the welder helper, and the welding level 1. Those were certifications that were offered there last year. I understand that in the new redesign that there are some changes. I went over there and spent some time with them with the work keys and the ACT work keys curriculum. Each one of our schools has that now, so that they have some training to go along with the test that they're taking. And the work keys test, if they pass all 3 parts of it and complete a pathway and have the GPA that they need, then that can qualify them for TOPS Tech. So that's a real good pathway for our alternative school and all of our schools, not just them. And whoever does their website, Dr. Hurst, do you know the lady's name? But I swiped this from her website today, but they're always out in the community working, and that's what I see there. And I wish I knew the lady's name. Rosa. So, but anyway.
I wanted to ask a question too. So the welding's not there now. I know the building's there, but I don't think they have it, the class.
Not right now, and
Yeah.
that's why I said, clarified those were the certifications that were already there last year, not this year.
So So that's something we could maybe look to, because they have the building and a big building, you know, metal building.
We have to find the teacher.
Yes, personnel is always. And the goal of our industry industry advisory board is for them to look at our programs and look at the instructions. So they all had an assignment to do. We had our curriculum out there for them, and we asked them for recommendations. There were some sheets that they had to fill out that asked, you know, what are the strengths of the program, what do we need to improve? And then, in addition to this, our industry partners have to go out to our schools and actually visit our shops and, you know, offer recommendations there. And our guys have always done a real good job of trying to get people into their programs to look and to help. And we, you know, just through collaboration, that's the way our programs are gonna grow.
You got to
Brainstorming.
And we do appreciate everyone that showed up for that meeting. And then I just want to bring you back to the All Things Jumpstart website. And if you have questions, you know, this is the best place to get answers. Do y'all have any other questions for me?
Any questions?
You did a great job.
Thank you for your time.
Ms. Cooper, I do want to compliment on the Action News 17. There's several interviews there if y'all want to go and look at where they were.
Actually, those interviews stemmed from them seeing this presentation at our industry advisory
Right.
board. Melissa Bordelon got behind us and said, hey, look, everybody needs to hear this, not just this advisory board. And, of course, Ms. Stilley, you know, wanted you to hear it as well.
Right, good publicity.
We're highlighting a school kind of like every other week. So we've highlighted Independence High, and then we did Sumner. And so these programs that each school offers, you'll see when they go to that school, they'll do some live footage and interview the teachers and some students and get it out there for parents.
Ponchatoula is scheduling that.
Okay,
Good. Thank you, Ms. Cooper.
thank you.
Thank you.
Superintendent?
Yes. So, item B, I would like to ask the board to consider approval of the substantial completion for the Hammond Eastside Magnet School Classroom Addition project by W.H. Ward, LLC. So if we have a,
Do I hear that in form of a motion?
I'll make that motion.
Motion made by Ms. Simmons,
A second.
seconded by Ms. Abrams. Any questions or discussion? I did see one thing on there that I think it was an $8,500 list on the punch list, but there wasn't a list of items that was provided to us in the thing. It was just a summary of it.
That's it.
Thought it was, I noticed that it wasn't attached on your, thing you have here, but, basically it was installing, canopy lighting, which has already been done. I got an update, and then, they were reworking some of the window sills, I wasn't too happy with how they framed it out, so maybe we'll kind of redo it, and, I think they're finalizing paint.
Okay.
Most of it's pretty much done.
Okay. We have a motion and a second. Any other questions?
I have a question. When will they occupy?
We turned the keys over to, gave them to Charles Lacey, I guess he bring them to the principal.
So they didn't move in over the holiday? Okay, okay.
Y'all need to do the substantial completion so we can,
Oh, they can move it, okay, yeah, okay.
Any other questions?
We got final motion approved and everything.
Okay, voting is open. Voting is over. Motion is passed. Item C, general updates.
no updates tonight, thank you.
All right. on over to item 5, personal privilege. We will, we'll start with Mr. Dominguez, and next meeting, we'll move to Mr. Westmoreland. Next meeting, we'll move to Mr. Moore, and we'll just rotate it through the year like that, so we don't use ourselves with flip-flopping. So, Mr. Dominguez.
I'd just like to wish everybody a great new year, 2020. Vision 2020 got here sooner than we expected. Just wanted to make sure that everyone was aware that we do have basketball games going on down on the south end, Ponchatoula everywhere. So y'all can come out and watch some of our students play some of these ball games that they're playing right now. It's a good season.
Mr. Westmoreland?
Yes. Happy New Year to everyone, and looking forward to the spring semester and what we might accomplish in this school system in this year.
Absolutely. Mr. Moore?
I would just like to start out by saying to each teacher, just remember that we have a group of kids who come from all kinds of environments, and the way to their hearts is going to be kindness, and a kind word goes a long way. It's a seed that you can plant just by acknowledging something special about each child, and not worry about that seed growing. Well, if you plant a seed has a DNA that says, I'm going to grow. So just remember that these kids are people, and they're special. And you have the power to make their days better. You have the power to help them to become who you can. You have the power to influence them in the way that you can influence them to help them achieve their goals.
Thank you. Robin?
Happy New Year to everyone. Hope everybody had a great Christmas and New Year's. Next weekend, the 17th and the 18th, if you know any little girl or young lady that's under the age of 40 that would like to participate in Very Special Miss Louisiana, it's a pageant for little girls and young women with special needs. We would love to have them. Just give us a call at TARC. It's an amazing opportunity for these young ladies, and I would wish everyone would come out and just witness this. It's at the Mission Church in Hammond on the 17th and 18th. Also, we had 2 schools that reached their goal at TARC. So Miss Stilly will be kissing a pig twice. And we're setting that up as we speak.
Great way to start the new year, huh?
Yeah.
Which end of it is?
And we collected over $33,000. So thanks to all the Tangipahoa Parish schools for raising that money for us for TARC.
Okay. Richards?
Want to say Happy New Year, and I did want to congratulate Robin on the job well done with TARC, and we have some of the very special, talented children that we're so proud of to be a part, and we will be pushing for some more to be coming into the program. To our teachers and our staff, I just would like to say that we appreciate you and to let you know that we are behind you, and whatever the need is, we're here for you.
Mr. Duncan? Ms. Simmons?
I just happened to turn the TV on Channel 8, right? And there was Robin sitting there with the young lady. I was so excited. I just told Bill to come see. And you not only sounded really, really good and presented very well, you look good. That's the most important thing. But anyway, it was great, and I was happy that I got to see you at that time. It was a good program.
Mr. Bush?
Thank you to Rosalind for our gifts. I really appreciate being thought of tonight. Thank you, guys.
Okay, a couple quick things. Reminder, February 4th meeting is moved to February the 6th due to, we won't have a quorum on the 4th, so we had to move that to the 6th. Court hearing on the 16th at 10 o'clock in New Orleans, the federal court. If you can make it, we would love to have the board there. Opening meetings, Mr. Dominguez has it for January, Mr. Bush has it for February. If you need help, if anyone needs help getting someone, please let me know. There's schools that want to do that and they want to show off children, so we'd love to give them the opportunity. If you need help, please let us know. We also have a visit in Walker next week. to automotive program. If anybody would like to go with us, we'd love to have you. It's going to be just informative for myself, just to see the other programs that are offered. We know that these programs are expensive to do, especially in automotive, but it would pay us good time to go spend a little bit of time at our neighbor and see what's working for them and to see if there's anything that we can do.
What
to
date
bring-
is that?
That is Monday. Monday from 9 a.m., I think, at Walker.
The 13th?
We're going to meet there
13th.
at Walker? Is that what you
Yes.
said?
So just let me know if you'd like to go, and I'll give you the details.
You'll be back in plenty of time for the LSU game.
Yeah. And then last but not least, as board president, please don't hesitate to contact me if you have something you'd like to see put on the agenda. If you have questions, my phone works 7 days a week, so call me. And then I'm going to call Ms. Jenkins and ask how to get that happen, how to make it happen. So, but if you got anything, please let me know. Anything else? Ms. Dilly? Nothing else? We'll move to adjourn. Thank y'all.